Well, hi, this is Judy McKee, and I'm excited to be here. I am going to do about a 5-minute introduction to the Lama technique today. And I am going to do that so that I will have that when I go to make the videos. And so my name is Judy McKee. I've been in the call center training business for about 40 years. I went and retired. Now I came out of retirement so that I could put some of this on video and put it up on YouTube. So what I want you to know about the Lama technique is it's my only claim to fame. Everything else is just like every other trainer, except that I own the Lama technique, and it was a technique that I developed for myself and other call center communication people. So the reason that I created the Lama technique really came years before that, when I was playing a cocktail bar and was playing songs at the Holiday Inn, and people would request many, many tunes that I didn't know. And I didn't know what to do with them, because I would tell them politely, I don't know it. And then I would also say how much I wish I knew it. And I beg their pardon, but I don't know it. And they still got mad at me. They were still upset that I didn't know every song. They didn't realize there are about 1 million songs, and no one can know every song. And I didn't play by ear or, instantly able to play something just because you could hear 4 bars of it. So I went home and I wanted to succeed so much. And I couldn't figure out, what am I going to do about this? And as I thought about it, I said, what is that person thinking? Why would they be so unkind? And it dawned on me that that person would like to impress the people that he's around, that he's with. And so when he requests a song and I turn him down, he doesn't know what to do about it. He feels uncomfortable. He feels like he ought to be irritated with me in order to make himself right. Well, I didn't know anything about anything then, except that I needed to make a living. I was a mother handling 3 children without a spouse, and that's a hard job, and a lot of you have that job too. And so what I did was I started to just think more and more about what would happen if I said a different thing to this man. I know I was just telling him the truth, but he didn't like the truth, and he couldn't handle the truth, like in that Aaron Sorkin play. He couldn't handle the truth. So I decided that what I would do is I would speak in a way that made him as comfortable as possible. So I thought, well, I'll tell him I like his song. It's a great choice. Like they do in a restaurant today. When you go to buy something, the waiter or the food server will say, oh, great choice, good choice. See, they're acknowledging your choice. And so I didn't know about restaurants then, but I just wanted to make that person feel better, in hopes that it would make me feel better in the end, and that he or she wouldn't get angry with me for not knowing their tune. So then I thought, well, I'm a talker. I'll talk about it a little bit. And then I'll ask a question. Because if I ask a question instead of just making my statements, that person will answer my, that person will answer my question. I didn't know it was a technique. I just knew I wanted to get out of trouble. So the next time someone asked me for a song I didn't know, I just said, oh, what a great song. I know that's a great tune. And Barbra Streisand does it beautifully. I'm afraid I don't have the same range as Barbra Streisand, but I know another Streisand song that you might enjoy. Would you like me to sing that one for you? And they would go, oh, sure, that's great. Or someone would say they wanted a country tune, and I didn't know that particular country tune. So I would say something like, oh, no problem at all. I know another country song, though. The one you picked is very good. I don't happen to know that. I will look it up, though, and see if maybe I can do it next time you come in. In the meantime, I have another song that is a country song that I'm sure you'll like. Is there someone I could dedicate it to? So I did that over and over. I never had the problem again, ever. Then years later, when I went into real estate, I noticed that that technique worked for me again. So I used it on the telephone. It worked for me beautifully. People would say, I hate all real estate agents or something. And I would say, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I said, we work most of the houses south of the boulevard, and we can show you at least what we do. And that'll only take about 15 minutes. Do you have any time today? So in other words, I'm not going to argue with the fact that you hate real estate agents. I'm not even going to go down that road. Or when I say to someone, do you have enough time? I noticed they didn't like the word time. So I changed that to, do you have a minute? Do you have a few minutes? Do you have a second? Do you have a moment? Anything but time, because people don't have time. No. And they hate it when you ask for theirs. Anyway, so those are the kind of things that, I really do want to tell you about. And if you learn this technique, you will learn that you can control the path of the call. And of course, if you're a negative person, you might even be able to control the other person. But I don't want you to do that. I want you to think in terms of only controlling where this conversation is going, not ever to control the other person. All right? All right, that ought to do it. So learn this, because you will be able to communicate to your customer, your client, your family, everyone in the world, if you learn this technique. There are 4 steps, and you have to practice it because it's a soft skill. All right? Thank you. First step, LAMA, coming up.